Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come right on in. It's Lady T. Often I talk about history, but today I want to honor someone who is living history. Now, we know her as Debbie Allen. And I want to thank everyone as we do a tribute to Debbie Allen. She'll be 76 years old. Look at this woman, 76 years old this year. And her career has been so illustrious, and I think we should respect her and pay her honor today. So, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining me. Now, Debbie was born in my home state of Texas. She was born on January the 16th, 1950, in Houston, Texas. She also has a sister named Felicia Rashad, and we all know Felicia. She's been in everything, and then two brothers named Tex and Hugh. And they really valued creativity. In fact, her mom, Vivian Ayers, she passed last year. Rest in peace. She was a beautiful mother and a beautiful woman because she was a Pulitzer Prize nominated poet, a scholar, and an artist. So she really put that love in her children for the arts. Now, her father's name was Arthur Allen, and he was an accomplished orthodontist. And so he represented that professional side. So here she had the artsy side from her mom, and then the professional side from her father. And they raised some beautiful children, loving children. These are the two women that you never hear anything about in the industry. They are not problematic. They are truly the epitome of Black elegance and class and what women of all races really should be. So I am just so honored to bring you her life. Now, when she was young, her parents did divorce, and Debbie was really raised with her mother. But that art dancing and loving the arts was deeply embedded in her, and she began her career. She tried out, can you imagine, at 12 years old for the Houston Ballet Academy. They denied her, but 1 year later, she came again and she was selected. But that wasn't the only time she was denied. She was also denied when she was 16 in a dance company. So that lets you know here's a woman of great beauty, of elegance, and of, skill. But yet here she was being denied, but she did not give up. And that's the beauty of her story because she teaches us sometimes one road is not working as well as you'd like it to. So she just adjusted a little bit and went into theater and acting. And that's really where she really hit her stride. So she had already had the background of dancing and classical dance, ballet, and she just partnered that with her speech and her, I mean, intelligence. Let me tell you something. She attended Howard University and she graduated cum laude with a degree in classical Greek literature, speech, and theater. Can you imagine a conversation with this woman? I bet it's so fascinating. Plus, she's so world traveled. Now, she began acting in Broadway in 1970, and by 1976, she debuted on Good Times as JJ's fiance named Diana. She was on the narcotic in that show. In 1979, she also was in Roots. And I don't remember her in either one of them. When I saw this picture of her and JJ, I was like, wow, she was on Good Times. But the first time I saw her, it was as Lydia Grant on the television show Fame. And I remember her dancing and stomping around, telling Leroy to dance. And that was the first time that I really saw a Black woman in that role. So beautiful, so elegant. And I was honored and proud to see her in that role. So that was in 1980. So I think, is that the first time that you all saw her? Now, behind the scenes, she was still Broadway performer. She was a television director and producing. So not only did she take that skill of dancing and acting, but she began to direct and learn how to be behind the scenes. And she is truly the director of some of our most loved shows like Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Empire, A Different World, Amistad, and Everybody Hates Chris, and so many more. Did y'all like any of those shows? I loved them all. I probably watched all of them, and I never knew Debbie Allen was behind all of it. So we thank her for her contribution to the industry. She has been truly, she has brought some beautiful shows to us. some great mystery. Yeah, I watched Scandal from the beginning to the end. That How to Get Away with Murder. I tried to hang with it for a while, but it got weird at the end, so it kind of lost me. Empire, of course, Different World. So all of these shows we've all heard of before. Now, and of course, doing all of this work and all of this excellent work, we know that she was highly decorated from Emmy Awards for her choreography, to the Golden Globe Award, to Tony Awards. We are just in the Kennedy Center Awards. We're just, I mean, look at this. She is just a beautiful woman. And did you know Debbie Allen even had a Barbie doll? So I am just her career has just been outstanding. And I just found out so much in studying her life. Now, beyond her performances on the stage, and we seeing her on that stage on the time all the time. In 2001, she founded the Debbie Allen Dance Academy there in Los Angeles, and it really created a pipeline for young dancers, particularly African American dancers in underserved communities, to access training, mentorships, and opportunity in dancing. In 2007, she was also a judge on So You Think You Can Dance. I'm getting ready to do a video on So You Think You Can Dance. This is her and JJ on the show. So I don't know. Can you tell this is Debbie Allen? So wonderful. So she gives of her life, not only in acting, but also back to her community. Can you imagine walking in and Debbie Allen being your teacher? I know those girls are just honored, beyond honored, to have such a woman train them. You know what also I love about Debbie? Debbie was married to Win Wilford from 1975 to 1983. But we all know her for her longest running marriage, and a man who actually has my name, Nixon. So I thought that was so interesting. So her husband was former NBA player Norm Nixon, and they have three children, Vivian, Norman, and Devon. And they are truly the epitome of a beautiful family, an example of what family should be. So to me, Debbie is a masterclass in discipline, resilience, and vision. She had a vision for her life and she saw it out. So tell me your Debbie Allen story down below. Did you discover her on Fame? Did you know she was behind some of our greatest shows that we never even know she was behind? But you need someone who will finance things like A Different World and Everybody Hates Chris, because people always want to finance the bad stuff. But to know she's behind the scenes financing the good things, that's really amazing and incredible. So I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson and learned a little bit more about some of our royal, black, and elite women in our country. I want to thank you all for taking out some time out in your schedule today. And as always, my lectures are for entertainment and educational purposes only. And the Fair Act use is in my description. And we've been talking about clothes a lot. Definitely check out my video. Debbie, even though she's not a pastor's wife, doesn't she bring the heat? A beautiful woman, and she knows how to carry herself with class and elegance. So I just love this story. You all, again, please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on another great episode of Royal, Black, and Elite. Remember, all this is alleged, and the Fair Act use is in use. So we'll see you on my next episode. Thank you for joining me.